Hi guys, welcome to Wicked Movie Channel, and these are the top 10 best thrillers of 2020. The selection also includes a couple of last year movies, but in many countries they are released only this year. And some of the thrillers were not included because we already used them in one of the previous tops. You will find the link to that top in the descriptions below. Don't forget to check it. Write in the comments what other good thrillers of this top you've seen already. We will glad to read it. So let's not waste any time and begin. The Silencing. Rayburn Swanson, formerly a Navy hunter, now guards the reserve from poachers. After his daughter disappeared about 5 years ago, he became addicted to alcohol and estranged from people. And then the murder of a girl takes place in his forest, and after a while he noticed on the CCTV cameras mysterious hunter who is chasing another girl. Local sheriff Ellis begins an investigation, hiring Rayburn as his assistant. A leisurely thriller with elements of detective story, in which at the head are not battles, shootings, and actions in general, but rather the investigation itself with the study of evidence and the search for the killer. 10th place, The Silencing. Hour of Lead. Wendy and Paul decided to take a fishing vacation off the beaten track in their RV. Things go awry when their 10-year-old daughter Taylor goes missing. Parents are in panic, and while the local sheriff is imposingly conducting operational search activities, the characters unite for their investigation. There are many suspects, from a recently escaped prisoner hiding in the local forest and camping neighbors to a gloomy reserve keeper, a local auxiliary worker. The movie has a good plot and an unpredictable ending, but in the middle, there may be questions about the actions of some characters. If you make a discount on this and don't really find fault, then the movie is quite suitable for one-time viewing. 9th place, Hour of Lead. The Translators. The popular publishing house is hiring 9 talented translators to work on a new novel by famous writer. At the request of the employer, all actions must take place under the strict control of armed guards in the underground bunker of a country mansion, while completely refusing any communications with the outside world. The translators get to work, but soon someone from outside begins to claim that they have a copy of a book and now demanding a ransom. The customers taking strict measures to find out which of the translators has leaked the future bestseller. Nice French thriller with the concept of finding one culprit among several characters. The movie is investigated for all fans of action-packed stories with meaningful intrigues and unexpected outcome. 8th place, The Translators. The Lie. Jay and Rebecca are ex-husband and wife. They have a daughter Kyle, who lives with her mother. The ex-spouses maintain a respectful relationship, but both participate in the life of teenager. Once, when Jay was taking the girl to the ballet school, Kyla noticed Brittany at the bus stop and asked her father to take her with him. After a forced stop, Brittany disappears and Kyla confesses that she killed her best friend. The father decides to hide the crime, which launches a chain of dark events. Quite an entertaining thriller on theme of crime and punishment, with a dark atmosphere and an abundance of tense scenes. The movie is quite straightforward, but nevertheless, it's able to present a couple of twists and turns and surprise the viewer. 7th place, The Lie. Hogar. Javier is a master of creating and advertising, but his time is over. Young professionals punished him out of the market, and the main character has not been able to get a job for a year. He and his family have to leave the luxurious apartments overlooking Barcelona and move to a less prosperous area. Overcome by depression, Javier comes up with an insidious plan to regain his former status of prosperity. This is a good Spanish thriller, reminiscent of such films as the recently sensational Parasite and another excellent Spanish movie, Sleep Tight. Not very dynamic, but in places quite intense film. 6th place, Hogar. Rebecca. In the storyline, Mrs. Van Horner arrives in Monte Carlo with young companion. The girl falls in love with Maxim the Winter, a wealthy aristocrat still recovering from the recent death of his wife Rebecca. The young couple quickly play a wedding and move to the groom's luxury family mansion. But all these charms are overridden by one unpleasant circumstance. Everything around remains of Rebecca. The film is another adaptation of the 1938 novel with the same name and combines several genres. The first part of the film is more of a melodrama, a love story in bright colors, but the second, darker one, goes into the detective direction, with secrets, intrigues, and tension. 5th place, Rebecca. Crown Vic. Ray Mundell is a seasoned policeman who has seen everything in his life. Nick Holland is a young patrolman who has just taken up his first watch in his life. The newly minted partners received a message about the murder of police officers, but in addition to catch the perpetrators, they still have a lot to do. Moving from the one point to another and meeting a variety of people on their way, the patrolmen are getting closer and closer to daughter. It's a worth-watching movie about Los Angeles cops, showing that crime of all kinds can be faced on the streets of the city. The film perfectly combines elements of crime, thriller, action movie, as well as the detective story. 4th place, Crown Vic. Alone. Jessica has grief in the family. She lost her husband and now, in order to get out of depression, she decides to move. That should change her life. On the way, in the American wilderness, she is first pushed to a black jeep and then a mysterious man harassed her at the gas station, the driver of the same car. The girl's journey turns into a real chase with deadly high stakes. An unexpectedly high-quality thriller that skillfully keeps in suspense and is able to tickle the nerves of fans of action-packed film. For the most part, a pretty realistic movie that will not seem boring or silly. Alone. Unhinged. The plot focuses on Rachel, single mother. The girl has a black streak in her life. She was fired. Her ex-husband again starts talking about the division of property. Through her fault, her son was late for school and she was also stuck in a traffic. To her misfortune, a huge Ford was also stuck in a traffic jam with her, driven by a man whose nerves were at the limit. After an altercation at a traffic light, this man finally flies off the coils and then begins to chase Rachel. This is a simple plot but quite intense and frightening thriller. Chase scenes mixed with brutal murders, lots of adrenaline-infused moments. The movie is quite suitable for one-time viewing. 2nd place, Unhinged. The Devil All the Time. The story begins in 50s in the United States and tells the story of several people with different morals, located in the same district. The lines of characters intertwine throughout the film, directly or indirectly playing a role in each other's lives. Injustice, hypocritical faith, corruption, and human filth are concentrated in one place, triggering tragic and bloody events. A hard-hitting crime thriller about an endless cycle of violence and devastating consequence of blind faith. A well-shot, well-played, violent and dark movie. Definitely one of the best thrillers of this challenging year. 1st place, The Devil All the Time. Well, this is it. Thanks for watching. Share your movie impressions in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and put the big thumbs up. See you. Bye.